Communications is a top priority, and nowhere is that more important than to those businesses always on the move. With vehicles on the road, it is imperative to keep in quick, effective contact to make changes, provide directions, and share information. We can make it easy with Diga-Talk, the digital two-way radio system. Diga-Talk is constantly expanding. Currently, the coverage area spans northern and central Illinois, eastern and central Wisconsin, and northwest Indiana, providing the nation's largest area of two-way radio roaming connectivity, all at the push of a button. Why digital? That's simple to answer. Better voice quality and noise rejection over a greater range than previous analog radio technology. This provides crisp, clear reception, especially apparent near the edge of coverage. Digital also allows the combination of voice and data in the same device, delivering more in the same bandwidth spectrum, allowing for texting, email, GPS, and other enhanced capabilities not available before. This is not a cell phone, but your own private network. That's because digital communications provides discrete, secure communication with only the Diga-Talk units in your business. No more unwanted calls from outside your company. No checking scores, no social media. It's business only. Let's say you have a fleet of 50 trucks on the road. Only radios can provide a single button capability to reach all 50 trucks at once. Additionally, radios are built to be rugged, to withstand vibrations, heat, shock, and the portable radios are water repellent. Radios are built to last and allow for repairs and support. Try that with your smartphone. With portables, battery life can last an entire day. No constant looking for a place to plug in your phone charger. With the installed in-vehicle options, you will be assured to get the best coverage with a solid professional installation. Security is assured because there are no scanners available that can eavesdrop on the NXDN protocol used by Kenwood NextEdge used in Diga-Talk transmission. So you really do get a private system within a very wide area roaming network. It's the little things that count in usability, like being able to communicate in the middle of winter wearing gloves. The radio is programmed to do just what you want it to do. No apps to buy or to add. Basically just what the business needs. Best of all, they are completely legal to use in moving vehicles. Diga-Talk radios adhere to the exceptions of the U.S. Department of Transportation commercial vehicle mandate and the Illinois state's complete ban on cell phones in any vehicle. That avoids huge fines for the driver and for the company they work for. Diga-Talk is the compliant and efficient solution for getting your business done. There is no argument over radios versus cell phones. They each have their own special purpose and application. Often you may need both. Diga-Talk even has an app for your smartphone to operate as a Diga-Talk radio. Diga-Talk is programmed to do just what you need in fleet operations. Your fleet can be programmed for group calls using multiple groups if necessary, or you can elect the option for your radios to make private radio-to-radio calls such as landscaping firms who have different groups in different areas. Special applications can be addressed with the enhanced Diga-Talk features. For example, you can have a priority monitor capability that will scan up to 4 high-priority talk groups so important calls are not missed. And important users can be assigned higher queue priority and can even preempt lower priority users for emergency calls. There is a voice storage option for playback of missed dispatcher calls, and with additional software at the dispatch facility, you can email or text to radios. Then there is the availability of GPS tracking with numerous optional software options to tailor how and how often you want to update where your vehicles are. There is even an ignition sense for installed mobile radios. That gives the ability to turn on with the ignition key, but allows the radio to turn off via a preset timer option after the vehicle is shut off. Once deployed, you get our continued service, support, and upgrades. Changes in your fleet are easy since Diga-Talk digital radios have the ability for remote programming and firmware uploading via over-the-air programming, referred to as OTAP. Let's talk about Diga-Talk's benefits. Diga-Talk provides unlimited group and direct calls for one low monthly rate. It's all about the airtime and the coverage. With the network operation from Green Bay to Springfield, Illinois, and all points in between, you may not need all that space, so allow your Diga-Talk sales professional to provide an Illinois-only, Wisconsin-only, or the combination of Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin to keep you roaming. We can also provide you just 2 or 3 towers in a specific locale at a reduced rate to make it fit your usage and budget. As we grow, you will grow with us. Currently, we have 40 towers, and we continue to add more towers in more directions to serve more of our clients, existing and potential, that are on the move. Low-cost leasing options are available with bundled equipment and airtime from qualified, nationally recognized leasing companies. Being that two-way radios are U.S. Department of Transportation and Illinois state compliant, They are exempt from any state vehicle cell phone laws. You will provide to your drivers an ability to stay in touch without risking their CDL. Diga-Talk keeps communications internal. You are not paying for personal calls, games, or internet browsing. Diga-Talk is customizable to meet your business needs. The Diga-Talk network operates with Kenwood NextEdge mobile and portable radios. We can also custom design a base station for your dispatch center and professionally install it with an antenna placed for optimum reception. Yet the best story we have to tell is how Diga-Talk has improved the business communications of numerous companies that use it.
The Diga-Talk radio came to Troy a while ago. We've had the two-way radios in our buses, and with the state and federal mandates that had to upgrade to digital radios, we went with the A-beep systems. It wasn't that difficult for us to swap out our other two-way radios for the digital because we had that relationship established.
We chose Diga-Talk because we have situations that arise in a township where we have 5 people that are out at one given time in their vehicles, especially when it comes to snow removal. And we found that even using Bluetooth for our cell phones was not a very convenient thing because we weren't able to group talk together. So we tried a couple other different things that our phone provider offered us, and that didn't work.
The reason why we use Diga-Talk is that when you have a lot of vehicles out, it's important that you can get a hold of everybody in a pretty timely basis. We cover almost the entire Chicagoland area, which is quite a distance, and that also includes all the way up to the state line of Wisconsin and a little bit almost past Kankakee. So it's important that you really can get a hold of each driver on a basis where sometime an emergency basis. Because the company's been based in Chicago for so long, there's obviously the children that you always have to be worried about. But more importantly, if the weather-related issues such as deep freeze, cold, bus breakdowns, accidents, those are the kind of things where you need to find out exactly what's going on, where the bus is located at, how severe the problem is. And really, our radios is the basis of how our communication starts and stops. Because once we know if there's a problem or if there's something we need to contact a parent or a school district, you really need to get out there and make sure that you have the information. You can get the information from the driver, and you can be able to understand it correctly without interruption and make sure you're reporting that accurately to the school districts.
Well, we chose Diga-Talk because we've used Diga-Talk in the past on on day of event type events for the Chicago Marathon, and Diga-Talk worked great. It was the only radio system that we've used in the entire time of doing the marathon over the course of 5 years where we could actually communicate with our crews. So that's why we chose to go for the entire service area of our Indiana and Illinois market is to switch to Diga-Talk totally.
The school district was using Diga-Talk when I got here to this district, and I've had the opportunity since to learn a little bit about the company and the product, and I've been very happy. Seeing as how we do run 2.5 million miles a year, we're all over basically the northern half of the state of Illinois. All the state tournaments for schools are in central Illinois, Springfield, Champaign, Peoria. So we're on the road a lot, and so radio coverage is vitally important to us. The fact that we have coverage that we can go just about anywhere we need to and still be able to be in communication is crucial. Safety of the students, safety of the driver, and state law that we need to be able to communicate with our people at all times.
So the administrators carry the Diga-Talk handheld radios. The various channels on these enable us to keep in communication. So in the mornings, the administrators go to the transportation channel and they can say, "Hey, base, are all the buses here?" And we can reassure them that everyone has arrived or let them know if there is somebody coming in late.
And Marty came out, the salesperson, gave us a demo unit for a week. And I was really impressed with that because normally you don't give your product to somebody unless you're fairly sure it's going to work. And it worked right away. We had a big snow event probably 2 days after we got the demo units, and it worked flawlessly. And we placed our order with you then.
The biggest reason I like Diga-Talk is because it's so clear, and it gives a little bit of break before and after you talk, and it really lets the dispatchers know and the drivers complete that line of communication without having interruption other drivers talking over them, and a break in the communication. I've been at dispatch many times and have driven many times, and it's sometimes when you are using a regular radio system without using digital or Diga-Talk, it's hard to get a hold of somebody. And this way, it's almost seamless communication and makes it a lot easier.
You know, one of our biggest complaints was the radios for our crews. The crews hated our radio system. There was a lot of lag time. They couldn't communicate. They couldn't hear. They were talking over each other. They love the new radios. They are clear as a bell. It's like you and I talking here. They can hear everything that goes on. It's smooth. It's efficient. You can hear. They're not walking over each other. It has really improved the communication for not only the dispatchers but for the crews. We don't have any dead areas like we used to have on a regular basis. So it's really been a positive experience for both the crews and for dispatch.
It's working great. The signal is always clear. The connectivity is not a problem. We don't have signal issues. We really don't have any product problems.
Yes, Diga-Talk has been great for our business. Actually sold it as a digital system to some of our school districts. What I like about it, again, I can go ahead and tell the school districts that is probably the best that money can buy when it comes to communication. Digital radio system is kind of new on the market in my business, in the school bus business, but it's really kind of the best that you can buy. I know many actually police and fire people use that kind of system. I feel it's the best systems out there. I still have a lot of radio systems that are on the regular radio system, and I can easily compare the two. And by far, it's been a superior system, and we're very happy with it.
Just the programmability of it, being able to do the talk groups, is really the big thing as to why we really appreciate the Diga-Talk system and how it's really helping our business improve.
We've recently flipped 67 buses here over the summer, and AB came out, took the radio systems, phenomenal service, and upgraded them, put our radios in our new buses, and got us going. So on the first day of school, we had two-way radios in all of our buses that we were able to keep in communication with our drivers.
When we have a snow event, we'll have 5 or 6 people out all over the township, and we pride ourselves on responding to the residents right away. So if somebody calls with an issue where the snow wasn't removed far enough from their mailbox or they can't get out of their driveway, with Diga-Talk, you just make the call out in a group fashion, and the closest person there is there within 5 or 10 minutes and answers the call, which I think really helps us out a lot.
So far, the search systems have been working out very well. The only thing that the drivers have been getting used to is that little extra second they have to wait to talk and or to listen. But I actually like that because, again, it gives that minor interruption into making sure that the driver and the dispatcher know that the line is clear, and therefore they don't talk on top of each other. Many times when you have a typical situation where an emergency or a severe weather situation, everybody starts talking over each other, and it becomes almost a very monotonous situation where you can't get a hold of anybody. So we really do like that aspect of the radio.
Diga-Talk has been out with us whenever they need to be, whenever something does arise. They handle our radio swaps. We're on a bus lease program at this particular school district, so we swap our equipment whenever we rotate out our buses. So they've been very easy to work with, always very accommodating. I've been very happy with the product.
I have been here at Detroit Transportation as assistant principal for transportation for 3 years. This is my 3rd school year. And my life revolves around this radio. Keeping in communication with my bus drivers, being able to communicate with other administrators. So I find that this is my best friend. I haven't named it, but it is my best friend here at Troy Transportation.
I would recommend it to a company, another company like ours, the digital system, because it's so clear. It's easy to get a hold of somebody. It's easy for them to reply. And again, when you're in a school bus or you're in a situation that gets heightened because of a weather situation or security or some type of accident, it's really important to get those finite clues and definitions and be able to hear really clearly. Because when you're talking about seconds, sometimes that does make a difference. And I've been in situations where we do transport children, some of them severely handicapped. We do a lot of autistic children, learning disorder, behavioral disorder, paraplegic, quadriplegics, and just a myriad of different kind of children. So it's important that we really can get a hold of the drivers.
I would recommend Diga-Talk. I think it's a cost-effective way of doing things. It's the handheld units and the mobile units appear to be fairly strong and they're going to last and durable. And I think it's a professional situation for companies or governments that need a platform that's going to last.
Just in our ability to communicate with our crews, with us being able to reach out to a crew and get them to respond, to hear us, and be able to respond back to us. Before, with the old radio system, we never knew whether we were actually reaching out to the crew or they could hear us, or the crew assumed the dispatch heard them, and they actually hadn't.
Yeah, exactly. We're a little unique. We are not a contractor, so but it becomes almost just as important, but in a different direction. The efficiency and quality of the radio product helps keep our students safe, and in our case, that's key to us because we're running our students that live right here in our towns. And the way we're doing that is so we not only have the responsibility of transporting people that live right next door to us, because I live right here where I work. So I'm not only transporting my neighbor's students, but I'm also spending their tax dollars. So while we don't have to worry about cutting costs to make profit, we have to worry about cutting costs because there's only so many tax dollars to go around.
I also like the system where you can't monitor using a regular police monitor. I feel secure that the signal is out there and nobody really can tap into it. So I do like that because, again, we're talking about children, bus stops, and safety and security for them is paramount. And really the company's been based on that. We really like a system that we can get a hold of somebody as simple as possible.
We have almost 200 vehicles in the Chicago, Indiana market, and having those talk groups really allow us to hone in on a certain area so that the entire system doesn't hear it, that the ambulances that we want to reach out to do, and has really helped from that standpoint, that we can reach out to certain areas and talk to specific ambulances by using those talk groups.
I definitely would recommend Diga-Talk to another company, anyone who was looking for a radio system. Again, the expandability of the product. There's so much more to this product that we could use that we're not right now. We have a district with 22 different buildings, 22 different schools in addition to our transportation facility. The ability to be able to communicate on different channels with different buildings is something that me personally would like to expand into in the future. So the product, the limits of the product are almost endless. So yeah, I definitely would recommend the product to someone, regardless of whether they're looking for the most basic of needs or they want to go on into the most complicated, the top end of the product, so to speak. Definitely a quality product.
The other thing I like about the system so far has been reliable. The radios, we do have radios that do go out once in a while, but it's very minute. The radios would probably have less than a 3% problem with them breaking down. So the reliability has been it's been a lot better than the regular radio signal. So far I've been very happy.
Just the overall fact that again, I can put 175 buses out on the road every day and know that those drivers are in communication. If there's ever an issue on the road, whether it's lost looking for directions or, God forbid, a breakdown, that they're in communication. Those drivers have that safe feeling of knowing they can pick up that microphone and there's someone at the other end. And that's really what it's all about for us.